reward for seizing the area you've obtained. You've obtained 10 strategy resources. Capture regions on the war map to acquire strategy resources. Strategy resources are required for using strategies during the main quest of each chapter. And leftover strategy resources will carry over to the next chapter.
The Imperial Army has invaded Burgundy, and will reach Garreg Mach within the month. With no way to stop their advance, we must ready ourselves for a siege.
We sent the bulk of the knights away last month, after the Western Church occupied one of our sacred sites. The forces that remain are thin at best. How are we to hold the monastery with such short-handed numbers?
It is possible the Empire orchestrated that entire incident to bleed off our strength. Look at how thoroughly information about it was buried, and how quickly the Empire invaded after declaring war. It all feels carefully calculated.
I would not put it past them. If they bring war to our doorstep, they will want us on the worst footing possible. If the tides turn against us, we may have to abandon Garreg Mach.
Never!
Edelgard is already using the Southern Church to erode our legitimacy. And now she has the gall to try and remove us by force? There can be no mercy for tyrants. So help me, I would like to put her entire army to the sword myself.
Is it truly too late to prevent bloodshed, Lady Rhea? Edelgard must have her reasons for doing this.
If so, they elude me. The woman seems to consider our church's very existence an abomination. Yet she has gone to the trouble of reviving the Southern Church, which implies she does not mean to destroy the faith outright. Perhaps Garreg Mach is the true prize she seeks. Or worse, this entire invasion could merely be a precursor to conquering all of Fodlan.
Her purpose matters not. Our charge is to defend the monastery at all costs. I took an oath. I swore I would never again suffer the boots of thieves to sully this land.
Rhea.
It is a low form of comedy we find ourselves engaged in this day. To think the descendants of their empire will be the first to invade Garreg Mach.
All the more reason to prevent it. I care not if we shared blood countless generations ago. I will not permit anyone to defile Mother's resting place.
Okay.
Do you have a moment? Would you do something for me?
make yourself useful?
I've got nothing to worry about with the two of you on the job.
I'm glad I'm paired with you, Manuela. So glad that I'm even excited to be working.
Yes, it reminds me of our days in the opera company. But this time, you finally get to see I can do more than just strut about the stage.
My dumbass muted the thing so I wouldn't hear background noise. You didn't even hear why I chose those two.
Things are simple with the two of us on the job. A shame I didn't meet any heartthrobs while we were at it, though.
Next time, Manuela. You're beautiful and charming, and that's a fact.
I had them do it together specifically because they're friends, and I'm glad to see them interact. Interactions and gifts can boost an ally's morale. The more full the morale gauge is, the more damage they'll do to enemies. If a unit's HP reaches 0 during battle, their morale will go down 1 tier. Progressing to the next chapter will reset the morale to its initial spot. When you volunteer, you'll receive renown based on your results. Renown can be recharged in your personal quarters for all for things and items. Exchange for things and items.
Yay!
Also, you guys didn't hear me mention this because of the fact that I muted it to avoid ambience getting in the way of the recording. But I also took note of the fact that Monica seems to be taking the retainer role for the Black Eagles, which is odd because that's supposed to be Hubert's role. What do I mean by the retainer role? Well, in the original game, the retainer was the most important person aside from the house leader. They were their second in command, and when the monastery was taken over in the second half of the game, they were the ones in charge of the monastery asking you to do tasks. That was Hubert's role. In this game, it seems to be given to Monica, which is rather interesting. Also, how do I know this is the retainer spot, not just, hey, a random character asks you? Well, because Hilda, the retainer for Golden Deer route, is the one that asks you on that route. So yeah, Monica seems to have taken Hubert's spot as the retainer. I see you finished everything. Thanks so much. I bet you're tired after all that work. Why not take a break at the mess hall?
Oh,
In that case, allow me to accompany you. I am feeling rather peckish myself. You have been a mercenary for quite some time, correct? Do you have any particular preferences when it comes to army meals? I usually make my own food. So...
what?
How fascinating! Absolutely must try one of your culinary creations. Worry not, the army has ingredients you can use. That's also interesting because in the Golden Deer route, Hilda was both of those roles. Here, though, they split between Monica and Ferdinand. I guess because Monica's not the type to want to eat dinner with me. After all, why eat with me when she can eat with Lady Edelgard? We provide food for everyone in the army here. Feel free to bring ingredients and make your own meals. In the mess hall, you can cook for your allies and eat with them. You can increase dishes available for the facility effects and by acquiring recipes. Each dish comes with unique meal effects and meal effects. Meal effects and meal effects? Oh, no. Meal effects, period. Meal effects. Apply to all allies. Stay in effect until the end of the current chapter. Stack with other meal effects. You can select 2 meal companions. Their morale and support points will increase. Your allies have their own preferences. When it comes to food, serving them a favorite dish will increase the support points gained. Dishes are also given a cooking rank based on how well they're prepared. The higher the rank, the more support points you'll gain.
True enemy.
I guess I'll eat with Hubert and Manuela.
Solid, solid.
I see someone has been digging into my culinary preferences. Well, who am I to say no?
Oh, but this is just to die for. It's my favorite, really.
So this is a very unimportant detail, but I love that we can see other people in the mess hall in the background, although I can't help but wonder what the hell Bernadette and Dorothy are talking about. Spending time with your allies consumes activity points. Activity points are automatically refilled to the max at the start of a new chapter. You may also gain activity points by capturing regions and searching surveying spots on the war map.
Impressive.
I'm astounded you cooked this extraordinary meal with those ingredients, and using such humble tools. It would be a lovely gesture if you cooked for the others as well. Trading gifts with entrusted friends is quite wonderful, would you not agree? If I recall, you acquired some trinkets on the battlefield. Perhaps you could give them to someone as a gift. That's true, maybe I should give something to Edelgard. You can give gifts to allies in the camp to raise support points and morale. Allies have preferences when it comes to gifts. Give them a gift they like will naturally grant more support points. Gifts are mainly purchased from the items shop. 80. View documents at your desk. Anyway. Hello, Dwayne. Can I help you? Here, have a gift. It's a floral arrangement. Because you like beautiful scenery? Honestly, they're just gonna make you give this to your lord. I think all the lords like them.
I appreciate this.
Not much, though. Ooh, we have a support conversation now.
You know, I don't believe I ever asked your feelings about this war.
Do you care?
On the surface, it must seem as though we took Fodlan's fragile piece in our hand and shattered it into 1,000 pieces.
You did.
What, is it deep conversation time now? Where'd that come from?
It's merely that we've never discussed the matter, and you are in a fairly unique position amidst this all. I thought you might be able to provide some perspective on how an outsider views the actions Adrestia has taken.
I don't know. Don't think I really feel too strongly one way or the other.
You have nothing to say. Nothing at all?
That's how it goes when you're a merc. War, peace, doesn't matter. My job's the same either way. It's just money in, blade out. All there is to it.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
It's like you said, I'm in a unique position here.
Meaning you would have answered differently were you not a mercenary.
Yeah. If I was a farmer, for example, I'd be hounding you day and night to end the war. Sure, you say you're gonna bring this bright and beautiful future, but am I really gonna suffer for years, maybe even decades, waiting for it? The stuff you're doing now, enlisting my farmhands, trampling my fields, destroying my crops, just doesn't make it worth the wait. But you know the toll it's taking on your people, yet you choose to press on with the war anyway. So you've got to have a good reason, right?
Yes, of course. You certainly don't mince words. Is it the years of mercenary work that made you this way, or have you always been like this?
Yeah, I think it just kind of comes with the territory. I've I've been at this a long time.
That was a
Lost more than
misclick.
my fair share of friends over the years.
I meant to say that was just me.
Not to mention all the horrible things I've done just for a fistful of gold.
Is that so? I would be interested to hear more.
Trust me, it's not as interesting as it sounds.
Who says it has to be? Interesting or not, I'll have you tell me one of these days.
No means no, Edelgard.
Just promise not to freak out when you realize how boring I am, okay?
Do I seem like the type of person to freak out about such a thing? Perhaps don't answer that.
Getting support points will deepen bonds between allies and their support level. When the support combination is available, the unit will raise the support level for those units. Higher support level will lead to beneficial effects when assigning that unit as your unit in battle. While assigning the unit attack gauge will fill quicker, the unit guard gauge will fill quicker, as partner spells will be more powerful. These supported tactical abilities will be shared. No support level, nothing. See, shared up to ability level 1, 2, 3. Oh, that sure kept me busy. Maybe we should head out to the next battle soon? We will, because our fans will be bored if we don't do anything. But first, let's talk to whoever needs to talk, which is Edelgard and Our objective is Garrick Mock, the headquarters of our enemy. I know you were a student there, if only for a short while. But even if you feel some reservations, I need you to face this of everything you have. I was hardly there long enough for it to be registered. Don't worry, I'll do what needs to be done. A reassuring attitude. Let's hope this battle goes a long way towards settling a great many things. What do you want, Ghost? War is such a human enterprise. In that sense, we are very much the same on the other side. But we cannot coexist, so we determined to kill each other. I suppose the nature of this beast. So we have rewards available, so let's go to the reward master.
Well, how'd it go? Any result's a good result.
I do feel a tad stupid now that I know that
training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I got those intermediate seals as a waste.
For the fate of Fodlan.
Great things await me.
Maybe this'll help keep me on an even keel. Accept the gifts you're given. Well, would you look at that?
My potential is so much greater.
Death grows distant.
Strength and beauty. What a pair.
I'll level up the others later. Actually, I think I can do Petra as well. Let's see. No, I don't have enough for Petra. I'll just bring up to 7 in case I need her.
For Bridget, I find strength to carry on.
With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Alright, time for this episode's battle, because this is probably going to be another episode. I don't know if I'm going to make all the side battles episodes, but I should for today, at least. Oh wait, no, I still have one more activity point, so let's, do another chore.
yourself useful?
Care to go fuck yourself? Okay. So I can't do these two again, as you can see here. So this time, let's do Monica and Hubert, I guess.
I've got nothing to worry about with the two of you on the job.
I know this is for Her Majesty, but I wouldn't mind if it turned into a chance to outshine you.
Well, what better way to get results than a little healthy competition?
Oh god, you almost seem like human beings.
We all must do our fair share.
Earning support points to strengthen bonds with allies will trigger support wait, did I not read this already? Oh no, it's different. Viewing support conversations will raise the support level of the units involved. You can use support conversations by selecting the appropriate command after talking to an ally, or by selecting support info from the pause menu.
Well, there's a face I'm not used to seeing on the training grounds. Something wrong, Hubert?
I have merely come to examine the equipment. I hear whispers that it is in quite the state. Further, my being here should come as no surprise. Her Majesty and I train in these grounds often.
I never would have guessed. Can't say I'm not jealous, though.
Shall I put in a request with Her Majesty on your behalf? I'm quite certain she'd join you.
Nah, that's alright. Maybe she'd throw me a bone from time to time, but that wouldn't make us training buddies the way you two apparently are.
Ah. Well, it is true this has been a long-running custom of ours. In any case, if you do desire a session with either myself or Her Majesty, you only need ask. A mercenary with no backing such as yourself has much to gain by earning Lady Edelgard's favor. Of course, we would not be without benefit. Your rise in standing would paint an ideal picture for our people.
How do you mean?
Many commoners crave progress, a path upward in life, and your example would prove that path exists. The common folk would never expect to see their emperor train alongside someone of your dubious origins. At least not outside the pages of a fairy tale.
The fuck's that supposed to mean?
Dubious origins, huh? Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. Even so, it feels good to think about using that to help lift people up.
On the other hand, your presence would also cause great turmoil amongst the elites of our society. They may even despise you. A symbol of the ungrateful commoner, granted privilege well beyond their station.
But hey, Dorothea's a commoner too. Why don't they hate her?
Dorothea is a famed former songstress, well esteemed in the upper echelons of society. Your situation is vastly different.
Right. Well, no point worrying about it if it's gonna happen no matter what.
Precisely. Things may yet change in the years ahead, but for now all we can do is live with it.
So, coddling the elites means the commoners end up oppressed, while hoisting commoners up only agitates the elites. Glad I'm not the one who has to rule the empire. This whole thing sounds like a total mess.
A mess, indeed.
I would be overthrown as king so fucking quickly. I would not deal with this fucking... we can't let the stupid commoners be happy. Bullshit.
Hubert. I have been searching everywhere for you.
And to what end? Has Her Majesty summoned me?
Oh, she would never use me for a task like that. I just wanted to thank you, albeit reluctantly.
I do not recall having done anything that would merit such a sincere display of gratitude.
Well, you probably just saw it as part of your normal administrative duties. You fixed quite a big mistake in my last report before Her Majesty had the chance to look at it. I woke up in a panic when I realized what I had done. Imagine how mortified I was to see you'd already corrected everything.
Ah, yes. I may have done something of the sort. As Her Majesty's loyal servant, it is my duty to pare down the number of unnecessary matters which wander across her desk. I must say, I was surprised to see you make such a foolish and obvious error. Have you truly grown so lax, even as you style yourself the greatest of our Emperor's retainers?
I'm aware of the mistake I made, but I would never dream of calling myself something like that. Well, perhaps I said it once or twice in the heat of the moment, but I never actually meant it. If anyone is Her Majesty's best retainer, it's you. And without House Vestra's say-so, I could never become one of her servants.
At present, I very much doubt you are fit to serve as Her Majesty's servant.
Excuse me?
It is true that I did not make a conscious choice to serve Her Majesty at first. Instead, I simply did it because my father decreed it must be so. But such bounds no longer define our relationship. I do not serve the Emperor. My loyalty is to Lady Edelgard, and her alone. I stand with her in a manner that goes beyond the bounds of ruler and servant. Do you understand this?
I want to be like that with Her Majesty as well. But I am only the child of a baron, so I don't have excuses to linger in the palace all the time. I have to return to my family's estate once I've fulfilled my duties for the day, and I get summoned back to our territory often. I am not like you. I cannot just be at her side unless I have a good reason to be there.
Indeed. Ox territory is in the far west of the Empire. I surmise you have had to spend much of your time away from Enbar. Furthermore, you will be a baron one day. Your duties will prevent you from dedicating yourself solely to Her Majesty.
Exactly. Unlike you, I have an entire territory's worth of people to protect. But I still won't give up. Even from afar. No. Precisely because I'll be afar, there will be things I can do to protect Her Majesty. In fact, always being at her side might actually cause you to overlook threats from time to time. I may even serve Her Majesty in a way you never could.
That is a promising thought, Monica.
Alright, now that the Sim Squad have bonded over their love for Edelgard's pussy, let's do the fight so we can end off this episode, because I assume you would all be bored if all I did was camp stuff.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
And if you're thinking, wait, you already fought this episode. No, I didn't. This is a new episode. Why is this locked? Whatever. Capture award is a training cover, and S rank award is an intermediate seal. One could have rescued the mage and their allies. Okay. The mage, the armor knight, or the mercenary is routed. Sometimes units who didn't participate in the last battle will start to feel energized. Energized units who are deployed to battle will have bonus experience points. Energized units will receive bonus experience during battle. On the battle results screen, all units sent out will receive bonus experience based on the number of energized allies that were deployed. After battle is won, units will no longer feel energized, whether they were deployed in battle or not. For certain actions during battle will increase your support points. Defeating an enemy general with an adjacent assigned. Trading a partner special with an adjacent assigned. Healing an ally of magic. Usually these actions will only trigger an increase in support points once per battle between the same two units. Usually winning battle will increase the support points between all units deployed in that battle. So there is a reason to do the adjutants. Anyway. So these are the main ones. And there's a treasure chest here. So I want Petra on this map so she can get the chest open. We get 4 units. I was hoping Petra would be energized. 30 wants to go. There are sword units on the map. Ferdy's energized.
Why can't you just let me stay inside?
Because you're energized! And while Petra is not energized, I do want to use her because
I'm ready to be battling.
I think? Petra, let me check. Petra, can you lockpick like I assume you can? Yeah. Alright. That already has the best bow available to her. Freddy already has the best javelin available to him. And the others aren't on the map. Oh, also, since Dorothy is not on this map, there's no reason not to give her shield to somebody else. So, Bernie. Have a shield.
The fight starts now.
We must use... Begin. The Sky Spirit watches over me.
Not a problem. I'm here to help.
It's Bernie's time to shine. You need some backup?
There is not a question of can. Only a leave this to me.
Witness to reach our ally in time.
We're at a disadvantage here, so don't get reckless.
I beg your assistance at once.
I will capture this stronghold. I'm all right.
Sorry, did I say not wind daggers? That's kinda cool.
Not a problem. I've got this.
It's Birdie's time to shine! Sure hope this goes okay.
Capture complete. Let's get started.
This stronghold will fall.
Please let us take this place down. I need somewhere to hide.
A rousing success. Right on. Did you all see how marvelous I was?
There is not a question. My will is theirs.
Not a problem. I'm here to help.
It's Birdie's time to shine. You need some backup?
That's where I am.
So
No.
this is defeat. I'm sorry.
Father's luck was on my side.
Wow, I did a really bad job on the fucking enemies defeated.
No matter what, I will not misplace my heart. Witness Bridget Pride.
I need more strength than this.
Ferdinand can advance in classes. And we got some much stronger weapons. That's good. Well, it sucks that I didn't get the S rank. I already had what I would get for the S rank reward anyway, so it ultimately wasn't necessary. Hey, look, that's where my golden deer route is. For the sake of making sure I don't accidentally save over that.